Welcome to the living room. I think the living room is a wonderful example of practical Christianity at work in modern Wales today. Miracles happen here, sometimes on a daily basis, and God moves here, without a doubt. Husbands and wives are restored to families. Fathers and mothers are restored to their children. People learn to confront the burden of being human. And people here develop into being givers instead of takers.
There's a welcome in the living room, and it waits for you tonight.
Every time I have walked into the living room, I have felt a deep, deep feeling of warmth and love, and that essential feeling of belonging. As an alcoholic, that feeling of not belonging has almost completely destroyed my life. And therefore, every time I have walked into the living room, I reclaim that feeling of belonging. And that is so, so vitally important to any recovering addict.
I absolutely love coming here to volunteer, but I also take part in group therapy, which I find very, very helpful. It's lovely to be with people who understand how I feel and accept me warts and all, and who love me. It's a very safe environment, and you can just talk about anything here. I've made a great deal of friends who I find very supportive. The difference with my life now is, since coming to the living room, is that I have a life. I don't exist anymore, I live. I get up in the morning and I look forward to each day. It's an amazing place. It helps so many people, and long may it continue and go from strength to strength. Yes, for me it's given me structure in my life, and it's lovely to give back for all the support I've had as well. Thank you.
Hi, my name's Neil Muldoon. I've been coming to the living room for 2 years. I'm, I guess, the core member of the groups, as I am, along with Winford, the most consistent member. My problem is generally with porn, though I have problems also with food. And I've recently learned that I've probably got an issue with alcohol. Addictive behaviour is very strong in my immediate family. It's a very, very different way of thinking. I used to be very pessimistic. I used to be afraid of confrontation. I'm learning to confront more. I'm learning to be myself more. I'm learning about the authentic me. The living room for me is my home of unconditional love. It's the only place where I can come to where I'm not judged for my addiction. Loving myself is the biggest struggle that I find. Appreciating compliments is not something I do well, and it's still something I'm learning to cope with.
My name's Diane. I'm an alcoholic. I have been struggling with my addiction for the past 5 years since my husband died. I tried to abstain in my own time, but had a relapse after 2 years abstinence. A very good friend of mine, knew about Winford's living room project and suggested that I come along here. When I came, I was very dubious as to what would be happening, but indeed the living room is just as it purports to be, exactly that. I can talk to everybody, say what I feel about everything. I vent my feelings, they can vent theirs, and the living room itself is a fantastic place to be, and I love the group dearly, and they're all my good friends. I'd like to think they like me. I like them all very much, and I can empathise with each and every one of them. And now I've gone from being very negative in my approach to life, and I don't wake up every day thinking, oh goodness, it's another day to face. I wake up thinking, thank God for the living room, and thank God I'm alive.
Hello, my name is Mary. I'm an alcoholic. I have been an alcoholic for many years. During that time, I have had a long sobriety period lasting 14 and a half years, after which I had a relapse, a major relapse. So I went into treatment after drinking for another 2 years, and after treatment I happened to meet Winford Ellis-Owen, who I've known for a long time, and he told me that his new project was the living room here in Cardiff. So I came at the beginning, last March, so I've been coming here nearly 18 months now, no, over 18 months. I cannot tell you the difference it's made to my life and to my sobriety. I love coming here. It's very comfortable, it's friendly, it's inspiring. I've met so many lovely people here, but more than anything is the inspiration it gives me to keep going a day at a time, to stay sober, and to be here in the living room with people that are like-minded, with addictions of many natures. It's just such a motivation and a help. Now, if I'd had the living room back in the old days, who knows, maybe I might not have relapsed. What I do know is that in Cardiff, the living room is the only place to go to where people can share experience, strengths and hopes with each other. We can feed off each other to inspire each other, and it motivates us to keep going. It's very confidential. It's just a joy to be here, and I get here as much as I can around my working hours.
My name's Sharon Jenkins and I'm the Centre Manager at Living Room Cardiff. It's a very interesting place to work. I started here as soon as the centre opened in September, about the 12th of September last year. And it's been a challenge, but it's been, and a big learning curve, but it's been very, very useful for me and very inspirational, very encouraging to work alongside Winford and Lucia and everyone here who volunteers and gives of their time so graciously. And it's basically been setting up systems. We keep the centre ticking over, and I've been astounded by the people who've walked through the door and by the inspiration that I've got from them and the help that I've received myself. I've learned a lot about myself as well as about other people, and the centre, I believe, is thriving. It's helping a lot of people, and we're getting the foundations set up that will hopefully keep the centre going and have it be effective for many years to come. So we'd really value all the support we could get, and we're really grateful to everyone who already supports us financially or with their time or with their prayers or whatever they feel they can give. We're very grateful to them.
Addiction is a spiritual condition because it takes away from the sufferer all the spiritual values that are essential in order to form a healthy relationship with self, with my fellow man and with God. Faith, hope, love, trust, all these things. And in order to recover, those same spiritual values somehow have to be restored to the sufferer, and that really is what happens here. And we are asking for your financial support now because, well, I doubt it very much if we'll receive public funding before 2015. In the meantime, we have to somehow survive. And you know, I think it's important sometimes that we reach out and help those people who are suffering in our own communities, here at our own feet, as it were. Because I doubt it very much. Is there a family anywhere in Wales now that hasn't in some way been affected by the misuse of alcohol and drugs? I doubt it somehow. I think we all know someone in the close family, in the extended family, or in the community around us who suffers from this most invidious of conditions. One of the few conditions that tells you there's nothing wrong with you. I'm reminded of the little story of the boy who cut up a map of the world into pieces. His teacher told him off, gave him some glue and sellotape and told him to go and stand in the corner and stick the map of the world together again. And she knew he'd be there for hours because he'd made a right mess of this map. At least in the meantime she could get on with teaching the other kids because he was quite a nuisance and a disturbance in class. She'd been at it 5 minutes and he was back. Miss, he said, I put the map of the world together again. The teacher was astounded. How did you manage to do that, Johnny Bach? You see, miss, he said, there was a picture of a man on the back. And once I put the man together again, the world just fell into place. And that's what happens here in the living room. Men and women are put back together again. And miraculously, their worlds also fall back into place. So please, help us to help others in Jesus' name. And if you want 3 words that define the living room, here they are. Love, love, love. Thank you for listening.
Open the door to a new life. Living Room, Cardiff.